this camera is going to stay with him. It's going to rise up with him. He's going to shoot at that, I would say with about a 50 mil.
At 77, Steven Spielberg will tell you the scariest monsters aren't sharks or aliens. They're bad casting calls. Today, 6 decisions he recast, defended, or flat-out wishes went differently, with receipts, the scenes they touched, and what they teach about his process. Spielberg directs like a conductor. Timing, tone, trust. Casting is the downbeat. Miss that first hit, and the whole cue drifts. This isn't gossip, it's craft. Where the first plan failed, the public heat rose, or the fix cost weeks and millions. We'll give you the film, the year, the problem, and the pivot that saved or scarred the cut. Start with the hardest kind of regret, a lead you already shot. The 1, Eric Stoltz, Michael J. Fox, Back to the Future, 1985. Spielberg, as executive producer, shot for weeks with Eric Stoltz. The tone leaned serious. The comedy didn't sing. Along with director Zemeckis, they made the brutal call. Recast with first-choice Michael J. Fox and reshoot. It cost time and money, but saved the movie. Spielberg on the call. Zemeckis said, "I don't think we're getting the laughs that I was hoping we would get," says Spielberg, and I realized he was absolutely correct. The lesson learned, tone is destiny. If the lead bends it wrong, you tear it down and rebuild.
I see some serious shit.
Painful for Stoltz, but the hard decision had to be made, and in result the laugh pulse returns and the cut breathes.
Almost as if it were the temporal junction point for the entire space-time continuum.
Number 2, Tom Selleck, Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981. Spielberg and Lucas tested Tom Selleck for Indy. The read worked, but CBS wouldn't let Magnum's lead go. The offer evaporated, and Harrison Ford took the whip. Decades later, Selleck said Spielberg kept the door open, but TV contracts held firm. Imagine the regret if Ford had never donned the hat. Then again, Harrison fulfilled the role incredibly.
I'd already done the pilot for Magnum, and the more Stephen and George held the offer out, the more CBS said, we want the series, and you can't do both. Magnum was hardly a consolation prize, but it was a big disappointment.
Sometimes fate casts for you. Your job is not to fight the better choice.
Dad, I don't expect you to be happy about it, but maybe it can do us both some good.
And sometimes you get the star, the sets, the budget, and wish you hadn't.
A series commitment with Tom Selleck called Magnum P.I., and he greenlit the series. Tom had a...
Number 3, Julia Roberts and Hook, 1991.
Captain Hook's got him and you've got to fight him. Let's fly!
Spielberg has said he had no confidence in the middle of Hook, and years later admitted, I still don't like that movie. Julia Roberts' performance as Tinker Bell took tabloid heat, but Spielberg put the weight on himself. The tone, the sets, the choices, the regret is structural, not personal.
And I keep promising myself someday I will. I want to see Hook again because I still don't like that movie. And I'm hoping someday I'll see it again and perhaps like some of it.
Regret named out loud becomes process. Fewer huge sets, tighter story.
Steven Spielberg, I find quite confused. I never had moments, trouble, sorrow, reflection, anything on the set of Hook.
From there, he chases confidence, not colour. Look at the black and white discipline of what came next. A 4, Liam Neeson, Daniel Day-Lewis, Lincoln, 2012. Spielberg worked years with Liam Neeson set to play Lincoln. At a table read, Neeson had a thunderbolt moment, told Spielberg to recast. He wasn't right. A painful pause for Spielberg at that moment. However, just like the Indiana Jones saga, he found the actor that was meant to be Daniel Day-Lewis. The detour cost time, but gave Spielberg the voice he'd been chasing. Neeson describes the table read. We started reading this, and there was an intro, and then I see Lincoln where I have to start speaking, and a thunderbolt moment. I thought, I'm not supposed to be here. Sometimes the actor names the regret for you and saves you from a bigger one. Casting is compass, not trophy. If north shifts, follow it. In this case, it saved Spielberg. Number 5. Lee Marvin, Sterling Hayden Arrow, Robert Shaw - Jaws, 1975.
Marvin reported. That's right.
Spielberg chased big names for Quint. Lee Marvin first, then Sterling Hayden. Both passed. Enter Robert Shaw, whose barbed charisma re-weighted the trio. Spielberg later explained the early targets and how Shaw finally locked the character. My first choice for Quint was Lee Marvin, but he wasn't interested. What I heard was that he wanted to go fishing for real. He took his fishing very seriously and didn't want to do it from a movie boat. My second choice was Sterling Hayden, who I thought would make an amazing Quint, but he wasn't able to do the role, and then Dick Zanuck and David Brown suggested Robert Shaw. Not regret, relief. The no forced the right. Yes, file it under, the past that protects the picture. 6. Ansel Elgort, West Side Story, 2021. Maria. Spielberg cast Elgort as Tony after retests, stood by him through the release. Off-screen allegations, denied by Elgort, shadowed the PR cycle, co-stars fielded the questions. Not a confessed regret, but the casting call he had to carry in public. Elgort has not commented on those allegations. No one else has accused Elgort of anything similar to the original assault allegation, and none of the allegations against him have been independently corroborated. Casting isn't just taste, it's risk. You own the optics too. Spielberg didn't walk it back. He let the work and the ensemble speak. So what do these 6 really say about him? Spielberg's regret is rarely a person, it's a fit. When tone tilts, he recasts. When a contract blocks, he rides the smarter luck. When confidence collapses, he owns it. When a star bows out, he pivots. When first choices pass, he finds the texture he needed. When optics complicate, he stands with a call. That's the rulebook. Guard tone, follow north, own the fallout. Great directors don't dodge mistakes. They revise fast and explain slower. Across these 6, the rulebook isn't about people, it's about fit. You recast to protect tone. Think Stoltz to Fox. You don't fight fate when contracts block you. Selleck to Ford. You name the regret and fix the process. Hook taught that. You pivot when the actor bows out. Neeson to Day-Lewis. You let passes steer you to better texture. Jaws and Shaw. And when optics complicate, you stand with a call. West Side Story. Casting isn't a trophy wall, it's a compass. Guard tone, follow north, and own the fallout. That's why Spielberg's films survive their near misses. The cut serves the story, not the ego. Your turn. What would you call Spielberg's boldest casting move, and which swap would you undo? Drop it below. Join the debate. Help us map the canon. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Studio Craft deep dives. We'll see you in the next one.